We all know how these cops like to throw their weight around, giving no regard to who they may accost as they do their job. Therefore, it's always hilarious when these cops come across someone their own size. What does it look like when they accost other law enforcement agents? Well, we're about to find out. Let's have some fun and watch as some of these dumb cops arrest people who turn out to be FBI agents. Let's jump right in. Clip number 1. You actually can't mess up much more than this. In this clip, we watch as a supposedly South Sudanese guy was just chilling at a bar after a long day at work. The good night turns bad when all of a sudden a pair of cops decide he's having too much of a good time. While the man was just on his own, minding his own business, these cops decided that he was the one to mess with.
For what? Because I think you have a warrant. You think? Yeah. That's an illusion, you think.
For no reason, they approach him in order to question him. Apparently, just based on his looks, they thought he had a warrant on his head. Is this the Wild West or something? Understandably, the man is flabbergasted and could only conclude this is a case of good old-fashioned racial profiling. You gotta love it. He tries to let them know they've got the wrong guy, but these cops didn't care to hear anything he had to say. Well, that is until he prompted them to get his ID out of his back pocket.
Watch how funny this is. Go ahead,
Watch
look at
this.
it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh,
You
what does
guys
that
got
say?
it fucked up.
What does that say? Oh.
The cops must have smirked as he said this. How could his ID possibly change their minds? Well, the ID proved itself to be one massive game changer because upon retrieving it, the cops were forced to realize that the man was an FBI agent. This is a facepalm moment if there's ever been one. Understandably enraged, the man demanded to meet with their supervisor. A bit of a Karen moment here, but it's allowed. Why would you put a man in handcuffs before formally confirming his identity? As soon as the supervisor arrives, the man asks for their IDs while he lets them know they've stepped in it. As you can see from the cops' faces, they are visibly shaken. Looks like it might be time to get the resume out because they might not have a job by tomorrow. Clip number 2. In the next clip, we watch as the cops take an individual into custody. As the cops put him in handcuffs, they notice his credentials and decide to question him about them because they seem to affiliate him with the FBI.
So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used in the court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney who present with you prior to any questioning if you wish one. Sure. If you cannot afford one will be provided to you by the courts.
As soon as the man confirmed that he worked for the FBI, for some reason, they began reading the man his rights.
So the reason you're in cuffs, okay, is per NRS. Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know in Nevada we arrested.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Apparently, they were arresting him because of his red and blue lights, which are only given to people who work for the FBI.
You work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI.
Didn't he just say he worked for them? The man goes further to explain that he was contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI as well because he runs a cybersecurity company.
Contractor for Southwest Gas.
For Southwest, so that's like that's your primary job?
Yeah, it's my part-time job, and I have my own cybersecurity company.
Uh-oh. Although the video cuts out, you can see the cops get nervous as he confirms his credentials as an affiliate of the FBI. There's going to be a lot of explaining to do when these cops make their statement at the station. Clip number 3. In this clip, we observe as a cop encounters a man who is candid and clear from the get. As soon as the cop approaches him, he reveals that he's an FBI agent. The man even shows the cop his FBI badge. What else do you need, right? Well, apparently something more because the cop doesn't fully believe the man.
Advanced wiring company.
Do you work for a wiring company?
Further.
It's a covert vehicle, sir.
Okay.
The cop runs a check on the man's plates. Upon doing so, he learns that the car is connected to a wiring company. Although that may be suspicious, the man quickly replied that the car is a covert vehicle.
One who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number?
I can't get that information.
I ain't saying he can't tell me how he got my information.
What is actually interesting is that the man was actually the one who called for the police officer. However, this is another problem because the cop was insistent on knowing how this man got his phone number. He's in law enforcement. He should know the man isn't at liberty to give that information freely. It's just too bad because the cop decides to detain the man because he believes the man is being uncooperative.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
Excellent.
That is despite the fact that the man had offered to give the cop his registration. Apparently, he's waiting for the arrival of his supervisor. During this interaction, it is revealed that the man is Special Agent Hatton. However, the cop searches the man, and although they find nothing, they put the man in handcuffs.
On 911, call, I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me.
However, after placing him in their patrol vehicle, the cops are forced to call the paramedics when the man complains about being unwell.
Started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss.
It is only when the ambulance arrives that the cop reveals that he actually discovered that the man was actually an FBI agent. What? Unbelievably, the cop makes the excuse that they only kept him there because the man was acting suspicious. How so? By sitting in a parked car? Let's hope this one still has a job after this incident. Clip number 4. Trigger warning, guys, this is one case of the police being the bullies they can be regardless of who you are. The clip begins with a cop yelling at a man to surrender himself. Although the man obeys him, the cop becomes increasingly agitated when the man tries to let him know that he's an FBI agent.
Let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground!
Unfortunately, the man is in a sticky situation because although he tries to show the cop his credentials, the cop, who also has his gun pointed at him, just doesn't seem to care.
Federal agent.
Get on the ground!
I'm a federal agent.
All he wants is for the man to submit to his order.
Face down!
You guys gotta make a big mistake.
You are the one making a mistake! Settle down. Face down!
Things escalated when backup arrived. Rather than pacifying their colleague, they add to the chaos by forcibly arresting him.
Down and breathe. Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
The man tries to calm things down while begging for some space to get some air due to his poor medical condition. Unfortunately for him, these cops don't want to listen.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an
We
ambulance.
got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
You just said call an ambulance if you don't need
Yeah, now you don't want one. Get in the car.
in the car. Get all
Sir,
the way
I
in.
can't breathe.
I'll go around.
Wait, sir.
They try to force him into their vehicle, and when he tries to hold his own, they tase the poor man. Even after this, these cops have no pity on the man who clearly displays that there's something wrong with him. Listen as they mock the confused man as he incoherently begs for them to call for medical assistance. We truly hope that these boys in blue lose their uniform for this unnecessarily aggressive application of the law. Clip number 5. Although our next clip doesn't involve an actual FBI agent, the clip is still interesting because it just shows us another instance of good old-fashioned racial profiling. This happened when Cole Modier and Marco Olivis, 2 officers with the Kansas City Police Department, decided to follow a car for over a mile in Raytown, Missouri. After stalking the man, they eventually decided to pull him over. You can probably guess it was time to flex their power.
The plates don't come back to their thing, so they do a traffic stop on you.
They used the excuse that upon analysis of his plates, it came back to nothing.
Where you at, bro? I'll be taking the route.
Incredibly, he shows a blatant disregard by referring to the older man as bro. The cheek of it all. At that point, the man reveals that he is a detective.
I'm in police uniform. I don't know who you are. You said Detective Robinson? Yeah. Cool, man. All right, have a night.
However, rather than according the man with the respect that he deserved, they tell him to chill out, and that's the polite version. As if that wasn't enough, as the cops retreated to their vehicles, they decided to hurl insults at the detective.
Holy shit, man. Maryland might be in patrol, dude. Fucking dumbass. Fucking retard.
Following this event, Detective Robinson, who happens to be African American, didn't hesitate to share his belief that this was an obvious case of racial profiling. He claimed that the stop was illegal, and he wouldn't have been stopped if he was white. As if that wasn't bad enough, civil rights activists along with police experts and academics in law agreed with the detective. They quickly stated that this was another example of toxic racial culture in the Kansas department. A shame if you ask me. Clip number 6. In this final clip, let's take a look at a situation where the cops actually do the right thing at the right time.
Get cover! Get cover!
After all, they can't all be bad. Over at Grand Rapids, Michigan, the police were on the scene to apprehend a man that was acting out at a local gym.
Give me this one. Let go of the shield right here.
Oh no! I'm so sorry, sir.
In fact, although it isn't in the footage, when the cops arrived at the scene, the man actually shot at them. Fortunately, they were able to subdue him and cuff him without getting hurt. They found the man was intoxicated to the point of incoherence.
I am so sorry, dude.
Secured. Empty. He's got a badge.
I will not hurt you, sir.
Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
FBI agent, sir. I will not hurt you, sir. Believe me, sir. Thank you and your man. Sir. Sir. Thank you and your man for doing...
They also discovered that he had a badge on him. This man was an FBI agent. My goodness, turns out these guys can actually do their jobs once in a while. With that, this video has come to an end. Don't hesitate to like our video. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, Cops vs. Karma, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified whenever we upload a video. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye!